Okay guys, let's talk about Metaverse, a world where people are already making millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars, and the world that is actually changing the world we live in from 2D website / social media kind of world to a world where we have this immersive experience, where we communicate with each other in AR, where we have decentralized currencies and community ownership. Let's talk about top business ideas for the next 10 years. This video is sponsored by Tailor Brands, who are helping people who are just starting out with their business. I'll talk about them later in this video. The world today reminds me of the world when Web 2.0, the internet era, just started. There were a lot of people building websites for things when others told them like, hey, why do I need a website for buying books? Why do I need a website to store all my contacts? I can just use Yellow Pages. But guess what? Those people are now billionaires and they are one of the most respected people in the world. And with their companies, they're changing our lives every single day. By starting early in something that can potentially change the whole world and become bigger than any company existing right now, you might be one of those people who'll be changing the world in 10 to 12 years. So as you might have guessed, today we're going to talk about business ideas in Metaverse and Web 3.0 that you can start in 2022. Now today we'll talk about who's already building in Metaverse and what's happening there. We're going to talk about the types of businesses that can make you a billionaire in the next 5 to 10 years. Now, first of all, let's determine what Metaverse is, because in order to build something there, you need to understand what it actually consists of. The Metaverse is a collection of the digital spaces that really allows people to feel that there is a closer sense of connection. This is a definition of Metaverse by one of Facebook / Meta's executives, but I think it's actually so much more. It's not just about communicating in AR, and we've all seen those videos where Mark Zuckerberg is showing how you're sitting in a virtual office and communicating with teams. I actually have a couple of entrepreneur friends who are already doing that, and they said this is taking their productivity to the next level compared to just an ordinary Zoom call. But of course you need a VR headset for that. I think Metaverse is also changing the way we own things. Instead of signing all the contracts, we can just buy an NFT now. It also changes the way we pay for things. I can send Bitcoin to my mom in Russia, and she wouldn't have to go through all of the different things you have to go through in Russia to receive money from abroad. I'm very excited how you can log into your MetaMask and then check out on every single website without actually having a login and password for every single website. People are already buying digital goods like clothes and NFTs to show off on social media, because before that you would buy a Rolex, Apple Watch, or a fancy car in order to post a picture on your social media. Well, now you don't have to buy a physical asset to do that. If you own a Bored Ape, everybody understands that you were able to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on it. But before we actually go into ideas, I want you to remember that there are a lot of, not like scam artists, but people who just jump on hype and build things just because they have an NFT word in it or Metaverse word in it. I don't really like that. I really like problems that could not be solved with traditional instruments and can only be solved with blockchain, like my friend building this real estate company that helps you save 2% on every transaction, which can be a lot if you're buying, say, a $2 million house, which is kind of average here in Silicon Valley, even like say less than average. So she's implementing blockchain to help you save on that. So I really want you to focus on ideas where you're like, oh, that couldn't be solved 10 years ago, but now when we have blockchain, this is the time to go and build and solve this problem. Now, if you think that Metaverse is just this hype that's gonna pass, well, it might be that, but it also might be a start of something big, because Facebook or Meta is hiring 10,000 people in Europe to focus on the Metaverse. People say that Apple is working on virtual reality devices that they're gonna introduce in a year or so, and this is why the company's valuation has passed $3 trillion. So there are two big parts to building in Metaverse. One big part is actually building physical goods like VR and AR headsets. And the second part is building the whole infrastructure. And of course, if you're a small startup, if you're just starting out, it's a lot easier and less capital heavy to focus on building infrastructure, and I'm gonna focus on those business ideas in this video. I tried to range business ideas based on how I understand companies' valuations, and I was trying to compare, okay, if you're building something to like a video game engine in Metaverse, what your valuation might be. So my ranking is very amateur. I'm in no way a professional who can value companies. Professional investors do that, but it's just my consumer feeling, so let's work with it. Number 6, 3D and virtual reality modeling. Now, how I see videos in 5 years, you know, even with Facebook, is that I tell you like, hey guys, welcome to my house. And you go into my house, and if you want to learn about my productivity tips, you can actually sit at my laptop, because I used an app or a device that helped me convert everything into a 3D world. If you're interested in what I'm wearing, you just go into my wardrobe in the virtual reality and you go through my clothes, and as a built-in monetization, you can actually rent my digital wardrobe and wear it somewhere else. If you're interested in what types of products I'm using for my face, you just go into my bathroom, you open a shelf where I store all of my makeup, and you explore it by yourself. And you click a button on my virtual mirror and you see a video of me using those. Or maybe I'm right there with you and you're like, oh Marina, but what do you use for face? And I'm like, oh, this is what I use. Like, this is the way I see blogging in several years. And just that concept requires so many things that you can create right now. Like, first of all, building something that would help us bring the whole room into 3D. Building virtual clothes, something that my friend is doing. Turning an object into a 3D model virtually. This is something that's going to be required. So if you're studying modeling, if you're into gaming, look into those areas. Now, if you think that, oh Marina, but that looks like something I could build only in 10 years because I'm just starting out. Believe me, a lot of ideas like this were born actually in college. They were born to people who were just starting out their research, who got excited about the subject. So I want you to focus on the subject that you're passionate about, at least for 1 hour a week. That's a minimum. Like, create this 1 hour in your calendar where you switch off all the notifications and you start reading. You type in Metaverse or you type in digital clothes and you start reading about who's doing what. You start experimenting. The most important thing is learning by doing. Like, if you want to build a company to help others create NFTs, and we're going to talk about this later, then try and create your own NFT and see what's going on. This is something I want you to take away from this video, if you don't take a business idea with you. Now let's quickly talk about Tailor Brands, who are sponsoring this video. If you're starting out with your business, or you just have an idea that sometime in the future, I'm gonna start this business and I want to be talking to people, I want to be working with companies who help beginner entrepreneurs, then take a look at Tailor Brands. They offer everything you need to launch a business in one place. It's an AI-driven one-stop shop for aspiring small business owners with everything you need to jumpstart your business. Logo maker, domain, LLC, website, business mailbox, printed merch, branding package, social media tools, and so much more. You can try it for free. If you like it, you can use it for as little as $3.99 and let them focus on what I mentioned, and you will focus on actually building a product. So all you need to do is go to Tailor Brands, enter your business name. Let's do Silicon Valley Girl. Then choose what you're offering: goods and services, real estate, AR modeling, 3D modeling, creating an NFT for a company, creating a metaverse for a company, creating a coin for a company, like all of that. I am less sophisticated right now, so let's do blogging about metaverse. And the majority of things that I mentioned would be under technology and software. Okay, let's do, I don't know, media. That's me, media company. And then, okay, your industry again, media. And then, okay, what I do, business ideas, Silicon Valley, videos. I'm gonna do a name-based, and I like trendy, and I like bolder, and I like thin. Let's do minimalist. They're designing my logo and even planning my social media posts. Here we go. This is what we got. This is pretty exciting what we got. So I know a lot of people, when they start a business, they're like, oh my God, I need to spend 2 weeks thinking about the logo. Maybe I should hire an expensive company because it's super important. Guys, focus on building. If you're an entrepreneur, this is something that you can't delegate. Other things like branding and logos you can delegate, and there is an AI that can help you, tailorbrands.com. From logo to full business, launch your brand with tailorbrands.com. Link is down below in the description. Number 5. Oh, this is super exciting. VR equivalents of shopping, gaming, work, and events. Now, Walmart is building something digitally. We don't know exactly what they're building, but I just see how you can build a digital Walmart. How you put on your VR headset and you go into Walmart and you actually take things from the shelves, look at them, feel them, feel their weight. You can put on different gloves and they could mimic the feelings. But the thing is, a big company won't be able to just build everything themselves. They will probably buy smaller teams and buy smaller startups. Again, maybe you create the shopping cart in VR where you can just tap in the air and check out, something like Shopify, but for VR. Maybe you can create an app where you can build. Now think about it like The Sims, where you can build your own office for Zoom meetings and you can actually say like, oh, this is your remote control, so you can control the sound, so you can start recording. This is how you design the office and you can choose different skins and different lights, etc. Now, if we drag ourselves away from the virtual reality, think about MetaMask and the concept of like having just one wallet for everything. I love it personally. Like if you have this wallet, for your education, you just log into any employer's website or you come there, log in with your MetaMask, and they're able to see right away which courses you took, which university you graduated from. Or you come to a new doctor, and instead of having this 1 hour long appointment with a nurse who's weighing you 10th time this year, who's asking you the same questions over and over again, charting you just log in with your MetaMask and they see everything. They don't have to ask you any additional questions. And storing your purchases in MetaMask can create the whole new world where you store all the cards, all the discounts. You have this universal discount card as an NFT, or you have an NFT that gives you discounts in specific communities, and all you have to do is log in with your MetaMask. I'm like, who is going to come up, even if we go to this real world, like when are you guys going to come up with a card that stores information about all your stores cards, like these rewards cards? So when I'm in Safeway, I just swipe my card and it has all the info about my Safeway membership and it just applies directly, because otherwise I will need to tap in my mobile number. There is so many inefficiencies in this world that can be solved with a new technology. Number 4, decentralizing things. And here we can talk about all of the banks that can be built, all of the Western unions of the new world where you can actually send crypto. Another thing that I'm super excited about, NFTs, because this is where you own a thing digitally. It can be either a digital thing or a physical thing. And we would need a lot of companies who can actually take a real life agreement or a document and turn it into a smart contract using an NFT, like buying a house. Instead of signing all the papers, you just buy an NFT and the house is yours. Instead of buying a car, oh my God, this is a nightmare. The last time we bought a car, we spent 2 days in the car dealership just signing all the papers, just testing the car. I would love to do that online and just buy an NFT and own the car. Another aspect of digital ownership is when instead of, trying to buy Mona Lisa for myself because I appreciate art, we could create a DAO, decentralized automated organization, and everyone invests like $100 and we have thousands of people and we buy Mona Lisa. Millions? Do we need millions of people? And we buy Mona Lisa together. Okay, number 3, creator economy. Now get excited, guys. People started owning digital stuff. How do you showcase it? A lot of people if they bought a Bored Ape, they put it on their Twitter logo profile, or they show it off on Instagram. I believe that MetaMasks, our wallets, would be something that we show off. And I think that would be like a public wallet that we're willing to show to everyone, and there would be private wallet. And instead of just showing what we own, we would also show our memberships. Like, I think it would be great if you could just go to my MetaMask and see which videos I watched, which clothes I purchased, which NFTs I own, so you can make your own decision. Because a lot of people always ask me, oh, Marina, where'd you get a jacket? Or Marina, where'd you get this or that? I always ask bloggers, like, what is the camera that you're using? Their image is so crisp. Instead of them going to kid.co and like manually adding everything, showcase your MetaMask in order to show things that you care about. NFTs, digital clothes, digital land, etc. Now, the next step in social media, what is again becoming possible with the new Metaverse Web 3.0 is actually rewarding people who watch ads. What happens now, you watch an ad, you spend your time, but the social media platform gets paid and creators get paid. But there is a company, for example, called Brave, and they have this basic attention token, which is the decentralized currency of Brave. And they actually used this currency to reward people who are watching ads. And now think about it. Now, when Google knows your pattern, like what you bought, what you did, they target you with ads. And again, you don't get anything. In the new world, if the platform knows what's in your MetaMask, because this is what you use to log in, they target you with an ad, but you actually get paid for seeing it. See? This is the whole new difference. Creator economy is hopefully going to be huge in the new world. Now, number 2 would be businesses that build infrastructure. And always, like when we talk about gold rush, what were the businesses that made the most money? People who produced shovels and instruments to dig gold. Connectivity technologies, chips, video cards. I'm not gonna talk a lot here just because it requires more technical knowledge. And now number 1, I think the most expensive companies of the new world would be the companies who actually produce the hardware. And this is very similar to what's happening in the world now. The most valuable company, Apple, produces the devices that we use because once you produce a device, you can actually put your own software. But I think because bigger companies tend to move slower, smaller teams who are excited about the technology could build something game-changing. Like a VR headset that looks like glasses, like the gloves that we're talking about, right? That helps us with feelings. If somebody develops a technology to help sense smells, there is so much there to explore. And I want you to have this idea in mind that whenever you would want to build in Web 3.0 Metaverse, I'm just hoping that the first principle that you would have in mind is to make our lives better, make them more exciting, to connect us even more. Like my dream with whatever is going on in the world, my dream is that everyone is able to find his superpower as fast as possible, and regardless of their location, use that superpower to make a living and to thrive. And I think the more connected we are, when we can interact in virtual spaces, when we can get hired no matter where we are, this world is becoming a reality. And as a person who's from Russia, and Russia is kind of a little bit cut from the rest of the world because of the visas and currency, etc., I just get excited for all the people who are remote to get into this new world and get new opportunities to grow professionally, have impact, and make money. Thank you guys so much for watching this video up to the very end. Don't forget to check out Tailor Brands, and don't forget to subscribe to Silicon Valley Girl. See you very soon in the next videos. Bye bye.